Okay.
Yeah, it's
Can you
definitely
state your
recording.
name?
Noel Davis.
Right. So carry on then.
Okay. How to save the world. Jump is space. Cycle polarity is shift. Change lenses W and S. Okay. Oh, cool. Whoa. I wasn't expecting that to be so loud.
I'd like to point out, Noel actually jumped out of his skin.
I did. I was turning the volume up instead of down, that's
So
why.
why did you make the choice not to move?
I didn't expect the green thing to blow up. I really wasn't expecting it to be a mine. That was pretty cool. Okay. So. Okay. Cool.
Does changing the lanes seem confusing?
Nope.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
You right now?
Nothing right now.
So you expected that to happen? The actual character slow.
Well, yeah, I experienced that on the first run through, so. What does shift do? Changes me to different colours, which probably. Oh, that's why I could run through the red things earlier then. Hit the green. Oh well.
Yeah, so did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
So that your first impressions were
Generally positive, yeah.
cool. So how did that impression change as you played? So the more you got sort of used to the game,
The more
did it leave you wanting more?
I definitely say it wasn't very challenging for the most part. Most obstacles could be either avoided or leapt over. The cycling polarity, so the character changing colour, didn't seem to be necessary, but there could be points later in the game where it was, a complete barrier of things where I would have to.
Right.
So
Did you think the game was dragging at any point? Did you think that it was like the speed of the game, the tempo of the game, the rhythm?
no, I found it pretty fun actually. It was things were well timed. There were enough obstacles to make it seem challenging without being like impossible immediately. You had enough time to get used to the game systems before anything changed.
So, were there any particular points about the game that you found most satisfying?
Leaping.
Leaping, the actual jump mechanic.
Yeah, the actual the jump animation and the jump mechanic was very satisfying.
So that was the most exciting moment as well. Like finding out that you could jump over the obstacles.
Yeah, probably the most exciting point was jumping and avoiding obstacles. The most scary point was the ridiculously loud explosion I experienced the first time I died.
So did you feel like it was too short though, or like
no, that could go on. That could go on forever. It's an infinite runner.
Cool. All right then. I've got some other post-game questions. We're gonna have to close this down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, what else have we got? Right. So yeah, the objective of the game, obviously, it wasn't really apparent apart from, avoiding the collisions. Did you feel anything else?
No, it seemed to be avoid the collisions.
So it was pretty clear then.
Yeah, seemed so.
And what else can I ask? Did you find any loopholes in the system? Any sort of glitches or sort of anything that broke the game?
No, not that I noticed.
I didn't notice you did. So there was no multiplayer aspects. So I'm not going to ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
What elements do you think could be improved? The
cycling through polarities, like I said, seemed unnecessary. at this early stage in the game. Maybe later the difficulty would have ramped up and there would have been situations where I would have needed to use it. But for the most part, I could step around or leap over any obstacles I came across.
Yeah. But apart from that, was the actual premise appealing to you? The actual Infinite Runner? Do you think?
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. I've played one or two Infinite Runners in the past, and you know they can hold your attention for a certain amount of time, and you have fun the whole time you're sitting at them, and then you know you can walk away from it at any time, but still have a positive view of the game, no matter how long you've played it for. You know.
So apart from the explosion, was there anything else you thought that had a dramatic element?
Not particularly. It was interesting, the slowdown on the slopes. Yeah.
There was nothing that gave you a sense of urgency.
Just the fact that you know you're continuing at a particular speed, and the urgency comes from having to avoid obstacles as you're running along because you can't ever stop.
Right.
Again, Infinite Runner.
So the procedures and rules were easy to understand.
Definitely.
Right. So you picked it up straight away after looking at the post.
Yeah, I just
manual,
looked at the basic instructions, tested out what each of the buttons did once I got into the game. Obviously, my first run, I hit I hit one obstacle like ridiculously early.
Did the controls feel intuitive?
Yeah.
Good. Right. So all the information that the game was providing to you felt was intuitive.
Yeah, definitely. Space to jump, W and S to change lanes, space shift. Again, the changing polarity didn't really seem necessary, but
if you could add more information, so there would be, you know, like a hit points maybe or anything like that, information on the screen, what would you change?
I don't think there's
like
anything.
A score or anything like that, any sort of information.
I don't think there's any extra information required. The game is, you know, it is what it is.
Did it so?
Sorry, that's not helpful.
No, that's fine. Did anything feel clunky, awkward, or confusing?
No, not really.
No. Right. Were there any controls or interface features you would like to see added? We've already really said that.
Yeah, there's no control or interface features to add to the game. It seems self-contained. So
all of the core mechanics you feel were there.
Yeah.
It just needed more sort of elements to provide challenge.
Yeah. The shifting polarities felt like it was unused. It was an unnecessary thing. I mean, the most you could get out of that is I prefer to play the blue guy, so switch to blue, which is perfectly acceptable.
So, overall, how would you describe the game's appeal?
It's a simple and occasionally challenging Infinite Runner.
Right. Would you purchase it?
Yeah, probably.
At this stage?
Yeah,
Be honest.
I probably wouldn't purchase it at this stage. I'd be happy with this as a demo or a little free game, but if there were like improved character models and different level designs, so there was a bit of variation in the game, then I would definitely drop some money on it.
Cool. So, apart from everything we've already talked about, what do you think was missing, if anything? Just the character models and the level design? Yeah, just
character models, variation in level design, and sort of a ramp up of challenge. It seemed to be, you know, the obstacles were fairly evenly spaced, and this is perfectly acceptable for a first level of any Infinite Runner game. But if you wanted to develop it and increase the difficulty later on, adding more obstacles, more varied obstacles, things like that.
Right. Thanks for that. So who do you think the target audience is for the game? Roughly. Just give a guesstimate.
Anyone who likes a nice casual game that challenges themselves to beat their own, personal best.
Right. So if you were to give this game as a gift, who would you give it to? Wow.
Probably you, actually.
So revision.
I honestly think you would enjoy the game you've made, which is not surprising at all.
So yeah, revision ideas. Anything you can think is about talking about, just say it. But yeah, so ideas you have for improving the game, anything.
Yeah, once again, just a more detailed character model, maybe different variations on the character model, and level design.
Yeah.
Other than that, the core mechanics of it are all there.
Yeah, thanks for that, Noel.
All right. How do I stop the recording now?
Like this.